The beach at Popotla should be full of tourists on a balmy Saturday morning. This small fishing village on the Pacific coast attracts tourists from across the border in the United States. Here, fish, crabs and clams are as fresh as they get. But Salvador doesn't know if he will be able to sell his freshly caught king crabs and spider crabs, which are usually in high demand.
We usually have more people than this. Right now, for the conflict that is on the border, people from the United States don't want to come to Mexico because they think they're going to close the border and not going to be able to cross back to their country.
Salvador and his partner had to cut their daily catch by 50%. Tensions along Mexico's northern frontier rose after thousands of asylum seekers tried to storm the crossing about 2 weeks ago. They were met with tear gas and the border was shut down for several hours, angering many of the shop owners in the area who also pelted the protesters.
The whole problem started here at the San Isidro port of entry. It just closed for a few hours and since it's been business as usual. Now, there is traffic, but the queues are much shorter. But more importantly, tourists are staying away.
But since those protests, Martin Garcia has been losing hundreds of dollars and he now spends most of his day watching cars drive by.
They didn't cause problems except for that one day, but it got a lot of attention, so now tourism is dead. All these cars you see are locals who go shop, work or study in the US. Normally at this time I wouldn't have time to speak to you. I would be busy selling.
In nearby Rosarito, there's the same worry. Empty streets and restaurants, fewer stalls that some say there's no point waiting in vain for customers. For GABY Vargas, the current political environment in the US is also part of the problem. She's a publicist whose business is targeted at the American market.
It's both. As Mexicans, we worry about the caravan because it's here. And for those of us who cross often into the US, Donald Trump has been talking about immigration since he got into power, and he wants to build his wall. So this is giving him an excuse to fulfill his crazy idea and build his wall. The migrants are giving him all the reasons to do it.
Another caravan might start moving from Central America in the new year. Mexicans understand why people want to seek a better life in the United States, but there's also concern that it's Mexico which is paying the highest price of this border crisis. Hoda ABDEL-HAMID, Al Jazeera, Tijuana.